everybody. Here for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 8, Episode 11. Let's get into it. This episode kind of annoyed me for a number of reasons, but I'll get into it soon. Are you saying hi? You do this every video. Okay, so I'm not even gonna go through the episode. I'm gonna just talk about what happened throughout the whole episode. Um, so Kenya is back from the aftermath of the family reunion and whatnot. So Cynthia meets up with her to ask about the how did everything go. So Kenya tells her about the little situation with her mom, and when she tried to get her mom to talk to her and her mom wouldn't come outside. So Cynthia is getting upset for Kenya because Cynthia's like, I couldn't imagine not wanting to, admit that I was Noelle's mother. I couldn't imagine the abandonment and whatnot. So, Kenya's still trying to figure out what was going on with her Aunt Lori because her Aunt Lori left the family reunion. So, Kenya's just trying to figure out what was going on with Aunt Lori, why she left or whatever. So, Aunt Lori comes over unannounced. Kenya didn't know that she was coming over. So they spoke about the situation, and Aunt Lori told her, well, I left because, my sister called me and she said that she was upset at something that happened. And she said, basically, her sister, Kenya's mother, wants Kenya to stop trying to reach out to her and contact her. And I find that very stupid because that's your daughter. Whether you want to deny her, ignore her, pretend she doesn't exist, whatever, she wants to reach out to you and she wants to you owe her at least to talk to her. But at this point, if I was Kenya, I would just stop trying because it's one-sided and you keep trying to reach out and she pretends that she does not know you. Just leave it alone. Pretend like you don't know her. That's what you're going to have to do. And I don't like Kenya. I can't stand Kenya. I'm not going to say I don't like Kenya. I don't like Kenya's ways. I don't like her ways of going about stuff. But after seeing these last couple of episodes, I understand why she acts the way she acts because her mother is a douche. Her mother is a bitch. Like, really. Like, there is no way. I don't care how young you are when you had your baby. There is no way you should be denying your child. Regardless if you like it or not, you gave birth to her. She's on this earth. She's on this planet. And all she wants is a relationship with you. You don't have to be her mother. The girl is damn near 50 years old. You don't have to be her mom. But she does want to have some type of closure when it comes to you. And for you to not even want to open the door and speak to her was ridiculous. I mean, I could understand her not wanting to come out because there was a camera crew and a bus full of people. That's understandable. But even off camera, it seems like any attempt that Kenya tries to have to have with you, to speak to you, you don't want to take it. So yeah, I mean, Aunt Lori was right in saying that she needs to just leave it alone, but I feel like Aunt Lori was defending her sister more than she was defending Kenya. And regardless if that's your sister or not, your sister is wrong, and I hope you tell your sister, yeah, you wrong for this. She's gonna tell her being that my sister was young when she had you, I think she made the right choice in giving you up when you were young. Okay, that may be so, but the choices that she has made in Kenya's 40-something years, you should not be proud of. You should not be, okay, she gave Kenya up when she was young. Okay, because she was a teenage mother. Okay, Kenya is now in her 40s. She could have made this situation right completely. She could have, changed the whole dynamic of hers and Kenya's relationship. Even if it's not a mother-daughter relationship, they could have had some type of friendship or something. So for you to basically say, yeah, I agree with my sister for giving you up when you were 3 days old. Okay, but what about the other 40-something years that's unaccounted for when Kenya tried to reach out to her and speak to her and have some type of relationship with her? That's disgusting to me. And Aunt Lori, I'm disappointed in you because all this time you've been down for Kenya. You helped raise Kenya. You helped give Kenya the good advice. But tonight I was very disappointed in you for siding with your sister and basically saying that, you love your sister. Ain't nobody saying that you don't love your sister, but at some point you got to tell your sister you wrong for this. You wrong. Kenya is no longer 3 days old. Kenya is 40-something years old. And your sister is still doing this buffoonery, man. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. I was pissed off with that scene, and I was with Kenya. For once, I was with Kenya, and I was like, no. Kenya has every right to knock on her mother's door and say, hey, I would like to speak to you. Because that's her mother. And I mean, I could understand, her cousin is saying, listen, you've had my mom all this time, keep her. That's a nice thing. But still, Kenya wants her mother. There is a bond that a mother and a child has from the day that they are born that is like unbreakable. So, regardless as to what's going on, Kenya, how I feel, Kenya is longing for a mother that she's never gonna get, and it's kind of sad. So, Kenya, I say, let it go. Let it go. Your mother want to pretend like you don't exist. Why don't you do the same and say F it? So, moving on. I had to get that off my chest because I was very disappointed in Aunt Lori. Any other time I'm here for Aunt Lori and the advice that she give, but I didn't like what she was telling Kenya tonight at all. But anyway, so, Candy and Todd discussing the baby, and Todd is like, if it's a boy, he doesn't want him wearing any open-toed shoes, and if it's a girl, he doesn't want her with the weaves and the perms and all of that too early. And I'm like, okay, I could understand that, the weaves and the perms too early, because I do think parents do put weaves and perms and all of that in their kids' head too early. But it also depends. Like, most people think that weaves pull out your hair and all. Sometimes weaves serve as protective styles and actually help keep your hair, help it grow underneath the weave. So, I get what Todd is saying, but Candy had a point too. She was like, you know what? Leave it, Nyla. She was like, you know what? No, leave it. She was like, you know what? This is what gets me with men. They sit up here and they talk about they don't want you with weaves, they don't want you with perms, they don't want you with this, but they complain about how you look when you don't have it. And I'm like, men don't know what they want when it comes to looks. One minute they want you to have a fro, the next minute they want you to be straight hair, the next minute they want you to have braids. They don't know what they want. So it's up to you. However you feel like you look good in wearing, then wear it, sister. So Candy and Tom meet up with her mom and her aunts, and could you stop pulling on my shirt? They meet up with her mom and her aunts, and they're discussing. They're trying to ease into asking about the family restaurant business. And as soon as Todd brings it up, who is it? Aunt Bertha was like, hell no, hell to the no, no, no. I was like, all right, well, there you go. And she's like, well, we wouldn't have y'all there working every day. I'm like, Candy, you might want to hire your own staff, like your own sous chef, your own, because it don't look like your aunt is down for it. And I mean, I think Aunt Nora said that she would do it, and Mama Joyce said that she would do it. But Bertha, ain't no convincing that Bertha. When she say, when she say no, it's no, honey. So, that was funny or whatever. So now, Phaedra, because this episode was mostly about Phaedra, and part of it was about Kenya, but it was mostly about Phaedra, and it was about Nene's, comeback. So Phaedra plans a trip to go to DC for the Million Man March or whatever. And let me just say this. While she's packing and getting everything situated, Apollo calls. He's speaking to Aiden. I'm going to say that again. Apollo calls and he's speaking to Aiden. And Phaedra is like, well, every chance we get, me and Apollo is co-parenting. So every time he calls, I make sure he speaks to the boys because I want them to know that their dad still cares. Again, Apollo calls, he's speaking to Aiden. So why is Apollo trying to get everybody to believe that Phaedra doesn't allow Aiden and Dylan to speak to him? This is what I mean about Apollo being a habitual liar. Just like he lied on Kenya. I don't feel sorry for Apollo. Apollo keeps trying to drag Phaedra down in the dirt with him. And it's just like, bruh, nobody feels sorry for you. We already know how you operate. We already know how you are. You're a liar, okay? And you want people to feel sorry for you. Nobody cares. But anyway, so Phaedra invited Sheree, Portia, and Kim to come with her because she invited Portia, just because. But she invited Kim and Sheree because they also have sons. And with all the things that's going on with the little black unarmed boys getting killed or whatever, she thought it would be good for the boys to go and see the Million Man March or just be a part of history. So they go and they meet up with the Lady of Congress or whatever, and she's discussing, situations where a little boy had asked her, "Oh, is there a prison for white kids or something like that?" Like, real life situations. So the whole entire time, first of all, Kim, because we all know Kim is not out of her comfort zone yet. She's still trying to find herself, but she brings her boys, and when that situation came up, she left the room. So her oldest son Quincy is like, "Wait, are you mad at me?" She said, "No, I'm not mad at you. It's just that this situation is too grown up." So she's like, her and Phaedra have two different types of filter when it comes to their boys. And I'm like, this has nothing to do with a filter, Kim. You are raising young black boys in America, okay? So you need to take that rainbows and unicorns and all of that. You need to take that. You need to simmer that down a notch. Like, yeah, still allow them to have an imagination, but you got to let them know that this is the real world. And in the real world, they'll look at as black men targets, okay? So you need to let your boys know. You need to stop sheltering them and let them know straight up. Yes, they're young, but you need to let them know straight up. Look, this is what it is. We have no control over it. All you can do is be your best self. That's it, in a nutshell. But for you to want to shelter them and talk about, well, Quincy needs his naps and Sebastian wants to have fun. Yeah, but Sebastian also needs to learn, and he should be learning this in school too. Sebastian also needs to learn that this is what it is in the real world. Because if you keep sheltering your kids is gonna go out thinking that everybody's their friend, everybody's nice, everybody has the same heart as them, and they're gonna get taken advantage of. So Kim, you need to hurry up and get out this comfort zone, and you need to let your children know real quick. Listen, this world is not it can be a cruel place, but there is some beauty in it. Like, you gotta, So Kim, I was disappointed in Kim this episode too, because every time they went somewhere, it was a complaint. Like, she didn't want to be there, and she was just, she was more concerned with her kids having fun. And I'm like, this is about history. This is something that they need to learn, and to be a part of. And then when they get to Congress, her son is talking about some stupid people talking in Congress, stupid people of Congress, who cares? And then when they get inside, he's like, they don't even know what I want to eat. I'm not eating anything here. I'm like, this was my face the whole time. I was like, oh my God, Kim's kids. I ain't gonna say nothing about nobody else and their kids. I'm just saying, she needs to stop sheltering them. That's all. Because you can't shelter these kids. I mean, you could shelter them to a certain extent. They're still gonna go out and learn. So, Kim, But I mean, when they were at the Million Man March, they got a lot from it. They took pictures with Sabrina Fulton. They spoke to, Sabrina Fulton is the mother of Trayvon Martin. They spoke to other mothers who lost their kids, from like police brutality and gun violence and all of that other stuff. So I mean, I think is awesome what Phaedra is doing. And Sheree's son got big. Oh my God! It don't even feel like Real Housewives of Atlanta has been on air since 2008. But 8 years have gone by like that. That's crazy. He got so big and handsome. His little deep voice. I'm 19. I was like, okay. But anyway, so Nene returns the last 10 minutes of the show. And, of course, she had to throw shade at Candy. I'm like, oh Lord, she is always coming for Candy. They both need to stop. But they were discussing their friendship, and Cynthia was like, well, you still got me blocked on social media. And Nene is like, I got you blocked on social media. She like, yeah. She's like, we're gonna settle that tonight. I'm like, so she still got you blocked on social media, but you sitting in here laughing and joking with her. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit petty when it comes to stuff like that. You block me on social media, don't invite me to your house, or or don't extend an invitation. You block me on social media. I don't want to be invited to nothing you inviting me to, because you blocking me means that you have an issue with me. I don't know what that issue is, but we got an issue. So, but I'm like, whatever. But Cynthia wants to just rekindle their friendship, and I'm glad they're in a place where they can rekindle it. But when Cynthia said that Kenya's her girl, Nene's like, oh, really? And I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. But you know, they were basically talking about like, you know, hashing out their differences and whatnot. You know, Nene is like, well, you know, I'm back, and you know, we already know some of the girls gonna have a problem with it or whatever, whatever. So I'm guessing for the next couple of episodes, Nene gonna be on. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll see. But that was basically the episode. You know, people were anticipating Nene's comeback, and um, I mean, that was a major thing in this episode, Nene's comeback. But yeah, I said what I had to say as far as Kim and Aunt Lori. I was disappointed in both of them this episode. This episode was pretty okay. Um, and then right after the Real Housewives of Potomac premiered, I gotta watch it again. I kind of don't want to. I don't think I'll be reviewing that because this is the first episode, and like 5 minutes into the show, I was already annoyed. Like these dumb chicks are stuck up. Oh my god, and I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I'll leave that to other people if they want to review it, but I don't think I'll be reviewing it. I think I'm good. I'll just watch other people's reviews. Like honestly, them chicks are too sedity for me. But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Later.